Because when I found this truth, guess what happened? I put my birthday away. When I found this truth, I put the drugs away. When I found this truth, I quit whoring my sisters. When I found this truth, I started becoming a better man and a better person. Because now I know I'm on that narrow path. Now I know I'm on a righteous path. Now I know what I'm doing is going to get me somewhere.
Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. This is the Isupk Killen Sabbath service. We're going to go ahead and get started. We'll be covering Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 5 to Deuteronomy 14 and 3. All right. La Yashala. All right. Imajim Wapanya Hakwadam, which means to stand and face the east. The east is in that direction. We're going to do the prayers. All right. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Salakia. Messing up already. Salakia, y'all. 1 second. We're going to start again. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawafyanawa, Wala'ah, Tabayayanawa, Bunasaya 1, Abal, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha Allah, Waha Para, La'awalumium, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. This is the prayer of the power, the Hakak, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Baba Koshah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Ha Matazar, Salakia, Ha Matazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwiyum, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawa, Hatama Allah, Lagar Shun, Bashim Yawashai, Tawara Aman. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. This is the prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasha'ala, Wahabayaf Saparium, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Wada Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school. Thank you. So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha Ayanya, Ahaharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a Azariah, Azariah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakayaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Ra'ai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wabawa'aka, Mata, Wa'id, Awalam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Fakarash, Wa Al Fashakwat, Al Kayahana, Awa Salakia, Awa Yabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Wa Mashanayaka, Sha'awa Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ara Yamwa, Sawad, Wayapa Atazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakyadum, Magalia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa Atazawa, Lab Yakadwa, Alyaka, Barya, Yakarathawa, Ahal, Salakia, Ahalya, Adawam wa Yashama Salakia, Adawam wa Yashama Alyam, Ma wa Abba, wa Hagarium, Gabal, wa Amawan, wa Amalak, Palasha, Am Yashabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labinya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamadian, Kasaya Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakal, Kwayashwan, Na Shamadwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ira, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Na Dayamawa, Ka'arab, Wakazabah, Wakazabak, Wakatazamanai, Ka Nasa Yakumwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Naya Rashah, Lanawa, Naawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, La Pinya, Rawaka, Kaash, Sabaira Yaira, Wakala Haba, Talahat, Haryum, Khan, Daradatma, Basairika, Wabasa Wapaka, Thabalahum, Malaha, Panyahum, Kwalawan, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wa Yabawa, Ad Yaai, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Wa Yadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shemka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaharatazar. In the English, keep not thy silence, O power, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as unto Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and Zeeb, yea, all their princes, as Zabah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power in possession. O my power, make them like the wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. This is the prayer of the blessings of the power structure. Barakatha Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Ma'aka'ala, Wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapium, Ha Saranium, Ha Quatazayanium, Ha Kayalyum, Wa Ha Akwathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the water, Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. Sar can turn. And Yeshabium, which means to sit. Hey, Shalom, Israel. I'm gonna give a courtesy salute to the Akim. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Brakatham to the brothers, and Shalom, Yahweh Shamar Latham Hashem Yahshai to the sisters. It's good to see y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get into this this portion for today. We'll be starting at Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 5. I'll be reading 7 verses. in the Hebrew, and then in total it'll be 49 verses, and we should be ending off at Deuteronomy. What is that? 14 and 3. Okay. If you have your Bible Hub app, and you want to follow along in the Hebrew, it'll be helpful. You just go to the interlinear portion and read that, and then you can keep up in the Hebrew, but we will be translating into the English as well. All right. Give me one moment. Y'all bear with me. It's been a little bit of time. All right. Deuteronomy 12 and 5. If y'all have any questions, please, Baba Kushar, you can put them in the chat about anything that's being read. All right. So we're going to start with Deuteronomy 12, verse 5 in the Hebrew. Kaya. I'm all Hamiquium, Ashar, Yabakar, Salakia, Yabakara, Yahweh, Allah, Allahai, Salakia, Allahai, Yakum, Makal, Shabbat, Shabbatah, Yakum, Lashawim, Ath, Shamawa, Sham, Lashar, Kanaiwa, Thada, Deshaiwa, Waba, Salakia, Waba'ath, Shema, verse 6. Waha, Salakia. Waha Ba'aithium. Shamaha. Or Salakia. Shema. I Latai Yakum. Wazah Baka. Salakia. Wazah Baka Yakum. Wa'ath. Ma'ai Sharatha Yakum. Wa'ath. Thara Wamath. Yadakum. Salakia. Yadkum. Salakia. Wanad. Salakia. Wanad Rayakum. Wanad Katai Yakum. Waba Karath. Bakwarkum. No, Salakia. Bakwa Rakum. Wataza Nakum. Verse 7. Wa'a Kalathium. Sham Lapinya Yahweh. Allahai Yakum. Washa Salakia. Washa Makathium. Bakal. Masha Laka. Yadkum. Athum. Waba Thayakum. Ashar. Barakya. Yahweh. Allahayaka. Verse 8. La'ah. Tha'ai Shawan. Kakal. Ashar. Anaka. Salakia. An Kanayawan. I Shayam. Pa. Hayawam. Ayash. Call. Hayashar. Ba'ai Renayawa. Verse 9. Kaya La'ah Bathum Ad Aithaha Aitha Salakia all Haman Salakia Haman Wakaha Wa'al Hanaka La Hanakalaha Ashar Yahweh Al Yaka Nathan Laka. Verse 10. Wa'ai Salakia Wa'ai Barathium Ath Ha Yaradan Wayasha Bathum Barataza Ashar Yahweh Alakayim Manakayo Athakium Waha Nayaka Lakum Bakal Ayab Yabakum Masa Bayab Wayasha Bayathum Bataka. Verse 11. Waha Yaha Haimaquium Ashar Yabakaira Yahweh Allaha Yakum Bawa La Shakan Shamawa Shamaha or Shama Thabai Ya Salakia Thabai Ya'awa Ath Call Ashar Anakaya Salakia Anakaya Matazawa Athakum I Walathayakum Wazah Baka Yakum Ma'ai Sharathayakum Watha Ramath Yadkum Wakal Mabakara Nada Rayakum Ashar the Dawa Yahweh. All right, so that's 5 to 11. That's 7. I'm going to go ahead and read in the English. Salakia. This is Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 5. But unto the place which the Lord your God shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall ye seek, and thither shalt thou come. And thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes and heave offerings of your hand and your vows and your free will offerings and the firstlings of all of your herds and of your flocks. And there ye shall eat before the Lord your God, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hand unto, ye and your households, wherein the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. Ye shall not do after all the things. Is he able to do it by himself? It's okay. Go ahead, Art. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. For ye are not as yet come to the rest and to the inheritance which the Lord your God gives you. But when ye go over Jordan and dwell in the land which the Lord your God giveth you to inherit, and when he giveth you rest from all your enemies round about, so that ye dwell in safety, then shall there be a place which the Lord your God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings and your sacrifices, your tithes, and the heave offering of your hand, and all your choice vows which ye vow unto the Lord. All right, let's start at verse 12. Washah Makathium La Penya Yahweh Alayakam Salakia A La Hayakam Athium Waba Nayakam Waba Nathayakam Wa'ai Badayakam Wa'a Mahathayakam Waha Lai Salakia Waha Lanaya Salakia Waha Lanaya Ashar Bashar I Rayakam Kaya Ayan La'a Salakia Ayan Lawa Kalak Wana Kala Athai Ithacum. Verse 13. Ha Shamar Laka Pan Ta'ilaha Ilathayaka Bakal Maquium Ashar Thara'ai. Verse 14. Kaya Aim Bama Salakia Bama Quayum Ashar Yabai Salakia Yaba Kara Yahweh Ba'akad Shabah Tayaka Salakia Waba Tayaka Sham Ta'ilaha Ila Tayaka Washam Ta'aisha Call Ashar Anaikaya Mataza Waka. Verse 15. Rakwa Bakal Iwa Napashaka Tazar Bakai Salakia Tazabak Salakia Wa'ai Tha Basar Kaba Rakath Yahweh Alahayak Salakia Allahayaka Ashar Nathan, Lakah, Bakal, Sha'iraka, Hata, Ma'a, Waha, Tahai, Noah. Salaki, no. Waha, Tahai, Wara, Ya'a, Kalanwa, Kataza, Baya, Waka, Ayal. Verse 16. Rakwa, Hadam, La'a, Tha'ai, Kalawa, all, Ha'arataza, the Shah, Ka, Noah, Kamayim, La'a, the Tabakal, La'akal, Basha, Ira, Yaka, Ma'ashar, Salakia, Ma'aishara, Salakia, Daga, Naka, Wata, Yara, Salakia, Wata, Yara, Yara, Salakia, Wata, Ya, Rashaka, Waya, Taza, Harak, Salakia, Waya, Taza, Hara, Salakia, Waya, Taza, Haraka, Waba, Karath, Bakwa, Raka, Wataza, 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 Anaika, Wakal, Nada, Dayaka, Ashar, the water, Salakia, Thadara, Wana, Deba, Dayaka, Wata, Rawa, Salakia, Watha, Rawa, Math, Yadka. All right. So we're going to read from 11 to 17. Excuse me, from 12 to 17. And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God, ye and your sons and your daughters, and your men servants and your maid servants, and the Levite that is within your gates. For as much as he hath no part nor inheritance with you, take heed to thyself that thou offer not thy burnt offerings in every place that thou seest. But in the place which the Lord shall choose in one of thy tribes, there thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, and there thou shalt do all that I command thee. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he hath given thee. The unclean and the clean may eat thereof, as of the roebuck and as of the hart. Only ye shall not eat the blood, ye shall pour it out upon the earth as water. Thou mayest not eat within thy gates the tithe of thy corn, or of thy wine, or of thy oil, or the firstlings of thy herds, or of thy flock, nor any of thy vows which thou vowest, nor thy freewill offerings or heave offerings of thy hand. Or I need to do verse 18, Salakia. Read this real fast. Kaya, Aim, Lapinya, Yahweh, Alyaka, Ta'a, Kala Salakia, Ta'a, Kal, Noah, Bamaquium, Ashar, Yah Bakar, Yahweh, Alyaka, Bawa, Atha, Waba, Naka, Waba Thaka, Wa'ai Badyaka, Wa'a Mathaika, Waha Lai Salakia, Waha Lawai Salakia, Waha Lawaya, Ashar, Basha Ai Rayaka, Washa Salakia, Washa Makath, La Pinya, Yahweh, Alyaka, Bakal, Mashalak, Mashalaka, Yadka. Verse 18 in the English, but thou must eat them before the Lord thy God in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose, thou and thy son and thy daughter, and thy manservant and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates. Thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God in all that thou puttest thy hands to. Basically, the Most High is giving these laws and instructions to Moses, and it's talking about when the Lord is giving them rest and safety, he's going to choose a place for his name to dwell, which is talking about his temple, and he's basically designating that he wants all of the required burnt offerings and sacrifices to be brought there. He's telling our people that you can, cook and, get on the grill in your house, but don't eat the tithe of the corn, the wine, the oil in your house. You to bring that to the temple. Right. So he's just designating what you can do in your house and what is lawful, but what he requires for all the tribes and the families of our people to come to the temple and offer up their the required offerings and sacrifices and the tithe. All right. So we're going to start at verse 19, the next 7. Salaki, y'all. Let me get to it. This is Deuteronomy 12 and 19. Hashamar, Laka, Pun, Ta'azab, Ath, Halawaya, Call, Yamayaka, All, Ad, Mathaika, verse 20, Kaya, Ya, Rakayab, Yahweh, Alyaka, Oth, Gaba, Walaka, Ka'ashar, Dabar, Laka, Wama, Salakia, Wa'a, Marath, Kalaha, Basar, Kaya, Ta'awaha, Tawa'a, Na Pa Shaka, La'a Ka'al, Basar, Bakal, Awath, Napashka, Ta'akal, Basar, or Salakia, Bashar. Verse 21, Kaya, Yarakaikwa, Salakia, Yarakakwa, Maka, Hamaquium, Ashar, Yab Kara, Yahweh, Alyaka, La Shawam, Shamawa, Sham, Wazah Bakaith, Salakia, Wazah Bakath, Mabah Kwaraka, Wama Tazanaka, Ashar, Nathan, Yahweh, Laka, Ka Ashar, Tazawa Yathayaka, Wa'akal Salakio, Wa'a Kalaf, Basha I Rayaka, Bakal, Awa, Napashka. Verse 22. Aka, Ka'ashar, Ya'aikala, Salakia, no, Ya'akal, Salakia, Hataza Baya, Wa'ath, Ha'a, Salakia, Ha'ayo, Khan, Ta'ai Kalainoa, Hata Ma'a, Waha Taha Yora, Yaka Dawa, Ya'a Kalainoa. Verse 23. Rakwa, Hazak, Salaki, Kazak, Laba, Lathaya, Akal, Hadam, Kaya, Hadam, Haiwa'a, Hana, Pasha, Wala'a, Thakal, Ha Napash, Aim, Habashar. Verse 24. La'a, Tha'a, Salakia, Tha'a, Kala, Noah, All, Ha'arataza, the Shah, Pakai, Noah, Kamayim. Verse 25. La'a, Tha'a, Kala Noah, Lama'ain, La Ma'ain, Ya Yatab, Laka, Wala Banayaka, Aka, Rayaka, Kaya, the Aisha, Hayashar, Ba'ayanaya, Yahweh. Verse 26, Kwa, Kwada, Shayaka, Ashar, Yaha, Yawa, Laka, Wana, Darayaka, the Shaya, Waba, Salakia, Waba I, all, Hamaquium, Ashar, Yab, Kara, Yahweh. What was I at 22? Was it 22 to 26? I'm saying, what was my first? It was 19, you sure? Yeah, you're right. Okay, in the English, 19 to 26. Take heed to thyself that thou forsake not the Levite as long as thou livest upon the earth. The reason why the Lord is saying this about the Levite is because the Levites' inheritance, right? This is the tribe of Moses. What today you would call the Haitians. Their only inheritance was the service of the temple, the service of God. So they didn't have cattle that they raised. They didn't have land to grow crops. So their payment, part of how they ate and what they how they fed themselves was based off of the children of Israel, all the tribes bringing the tithe to the temple. So what the Lord is telling Moses to tell the Israelites is don't forget the Levite, meaning that bring what's owed to the school, to the temple. Okay, so they can do their service to the Most High, which is on behalf of the nation of Israel. All right. Verse 20, when the Lord thy God shall enlarge thy border as he hath promised thee, and thou shalt say, I will eat flesh because thy soul longs to eat flesh. Thou mayest eat flesh whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. Now, what this is not talking about eating pork. This is talking about whatever meats are lawful, like deer, a giraffe, whatever you want to eat that's lawful and clean, you can eat it. He's saying whatever you want, that's fine. Verse 21, if the place which the Lord thy God have chosen to put his name there be too far from thee, then shalt thou kill of thy herd and of thy flock, which the Lord hath given thee, as I have commanded thee, and thou shalt eat in thy gates whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, right? So what he's saying there is that if the trip is too long to get to wherever he chooses, which ended up being Jerusalem, he's saying you can slaughter the meat there, right? And keep reading. Even as the roebuck and the hart is eaten, so shalt thou eat them. The unclean and the clean shall eat of them alike. I'm about to get some. I'm about to ask about that right there. Okay, because I don't know what that means, clean and unclean. All right. Only be sure that thou eat not the blood, for the blood is the life, and thou mayest not eat the life with the flesh. This is why when we see certain nations and they're eating like raw meat with like blood in it, this is why even as Black, Latinos, and Native Indians, hey, Kigo, sit down. We kind of like have a cringe moment when we see that. It's like it's within our nature because that's always been our culture to drain the blood, to clean the meat, and then cook it. When we see these other pagan heathen nations or strangers and pagans doing this, it's something that's is very like it's disturbing. You understand? And this is why the Lord calls us holy, because in our culture, that's not something that we do. All right, we drain the blood. Now, as far as what this said here about the roebuck and the hart is eaten, shall eat them, the clean and the unclean. I have to get a breakdown on that because I don't know what that means. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm about to get a breakdown on that because I believe a hart is a rabbit. I think the roebuck is talking about the deer, but I know a hart is a rabbit, and a rabbit is unclean. So I'm gonna get some understanding on that. All right, verse 24. Thou shalt not thou shalt not eat it, that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of the Lord. And that's another thing too. Like when you keep the commandments before your children and keep the laws, and you don't teach them something that other than what the Lord has given us as a culture, it goes well for your children. It's important that you observe what the Lord said in front of your kids. It's what Solomon said in Proverbs. Train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they're older, they won't depart from it. You understand? And if you want to have your children to be well and to be protected and in safety, then you want to make sure that you're being an example to your children and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments in front of them to where it becomes second nature for them. You understand? They don't have to say, is it okay if I get a pepperoni pizza? They already know, like, I'm not going to eat that. We've never eaten it. We can eat chicken, turkey, salmon, trout, perch. I learned a new one yesterday from a sister. What did she tell me that it was called? I don't remember what she said. It was some weird fish, man. The name of it anyway. Barmatuti or something like that. But it was lawful. Fins and scales. Right? So you want to make sure that the way that you live is the way that the Lord ordained the Israelites, which are today known as the Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. You want to make sure that you're living that way in front of your children, so they have an example and a light to look to, and not just being influenced by what they see in the world. All right. verse 26. Only thy holy things which thou hast and thy vows thou shalt take and go unto the place which the Lord shall choose. So, hey, Zai and Key, sit up, Zai. Don't let me hear that in here again from you. You understand? Key, y'all keep it low, okay? All right. So right here, verse 26, I think 26 explains 22, but I'm still gonna get go ask about that. But 26 says, only thy holy things, which is the tithe, the required sacrifice and offerings of what's in your land, and thy vows, the things that you vowed unto the Lord, thou shalt take and go unto the place which the Lord shall choose. So I'm assuming the Lord is saying, because the Lord never asked as a sacrifice a roebuck. Let me see what that is right here. Hold on, they have a commentary on heart. 1 second. Oh, okay. I got it. The reason why, okay, I can break this down. In verse 22, when it says, even as the roebuck and the hart is eaten, so shalt thou eat them, the clean, the unclean and the clean shall eat of them alike. That's not what he's not talking about, an unclean animal. Gazelles and deers are lawful for us. What he's saying is that this is not something that he requires the meat or whatever to be brought to Jerusalem for burnt offerings and sacrifices. So when he says the clean and unclean alike, he's talking about what's been designated as the meats that can be offered up to the Lord when we go down for our holy convocations and bring our tithes. That's what he's saying. He's saying you could just kill the deer and eat it in your gates. You can kill the gazelle if you're out there hunting and just cook it and eat it in your gates before the Lord. It's not like it's a thing to where he cares about you bringing that to, the place where he would put his name at. So in here, it's saying that I'm looking at the definition in here, and it's saying the roebuck and the hart is the deer and the gazelle. So this is not unclean animals. When he says clean and unclean, he's talking about meat that is designated to be offered unto the Lord. All right. So that's why he said in verse 26, only the holy things, which would be like the bullock, the lamb, the goat, things like that, which thou hast, and thy vows, thou shalt take and go unto the place which the Lord shall choose. So that's the I'm gonna verify it with the generals or my captains, but that's pretty much what it means. All right, we're gonna start on the next 7 from verse 27. Is there any questions or anything, Artazar? Barramundi, is that what he said? Yeah. Of course, Caucus I gonna know. He gonna know all the Hebrew, and he gonna know all the lawful. Hey, the water to priest and officer, Caucus I. That's my brother. All right, and the water for that art. Okay, Deuteronomy 12 and verse 27. Wa I Shalakio, wa I Shayata Ila Thayaka Habashar Wahadam Al Mazabak Yahweh Al-Yaka Wadam Zabak Yaka Yashapaka Al Mazabak Yahweh Al-Yaka Wahabashar Ta'ai Salakia Ta'akal. Verse 28. Shamar Washa Ma'ayith Salakia Call Ha Dabarium Salakia Ha Dabarium Ha'alaha Ashar Anakaya, Ma'ai Naka, Salakia, Ma Taza Waka, Lama Ayan, Ya Yatab, Laka, Wala Banayaka, Aka Rayaka, Aid, Awalam, Kaya, the Aisha, Hatawab, Waha Yashar, Ba'ai Yanaya, Yahweh, Al-Yaka, verse 29. Kaya, Yaka, Raya, Salakia, Yaka, Rayatha, Yahweh, Al-Yaka, Ha, Gayawam. You have some art? From Deuteronomy 13. Okay, the water. Ha, Gayawam, Ashar, Atha, Ba'a, Shema, La Rasha, Slakia, La Rasha, Owatham, Awatham, excuse me, Mapa Nayaka, Waya Rasha, Atham, Wayash, Salakia, Wa Yesh, Salakia, Wa Yesh, Yeshabta, Ba'a Ratazium, verse 30, Hashamar, Laka, Pun, Thanakwash, Aka Rayahum, Akaraya, Hasha Madam, Ma Panyakum, Salakia Ma Panyaka, Wapan, Tharadash, the Darash, no, the Daraash, La'a Lahaya, Salakia, La'a Lahayahum, Lamar, Ayak, Ayaka, Ya'ai Badaiwa, Ha Gayawam, Ha'a Laha, Ah, Alahayahum, Wa'aisha, Kun, Gum, Anaya, verse 31, La'ah, Shalakia, Aisha, Kun, Yahweh, Al-Yaka, Kaya, Call, the Wa, Ibath, Yahweh, Ashar, Shania, Shania, Aishawa, La'ah, Lahayim, Kaya, Gum, Ath, Bana Yahum, Wa'ath, Bana Thaya Salakia, Bana Thaya Hum, Yasha Rapaiwa, Ba'ash, La'a Lahai Yahum. Verse 32. Ath, Call, Hadabar, Ashar, Anaikaya, Anakaya, Matazawa, Matazawaha, Matazawa, Athakam, Athawa, Thasha Marawa, La'ai Shawath, La'a, Thasap, I Layawa, Wala'a, Thagarai, Ma Manayowa. Where did I start? 13. All right. Wait, 13 to 32? 13 and 1. Well, but I'm saying, where did I start? 27. Okay. So you got one more verse. Deuteronomy 13 and 1. Kaya, Yakwaiwam, Bakwa, Rakai, Salakia, Bakwa, Raka, Salakia, Bakwa, Rabika, Na Baya'a, Awa, Kalayim, 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 Salaki, Kalayim, Kalayim, Wanathan, Auyaka, Awa, Mawa, Wama Patha. And you said 22, right? Deuteronomy 12, verse 22 in the English to 27. Salakia. Deuteronomy 12, verse 27 to Deuteronomy 13 and 1. And thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, the flesh and the blood upon the altar of the Lord thy God, and the blood of thy sacrifices shall be poured out upon the altar of the Lord thy God, and thou shalt eat the flesh. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it may go well with thee and with thy children. You obeying the Most High and the Lord, young lady, you listening. You obeying in the Lord, it goes well with your children. You understand? So that's why he's saying, when you observe what I command you, you can expect your children to do well as well. I command thee that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee forever, when thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the Lord thy God. When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them and dwellest in their land. He's talking about evicting the other nations out of our land. The land of Israel at before it was called the land of Israel, it was what you want to call the Garden of Eden. Eden was the planet. The garden was the choice place that the Lord chose to put who he wanted to rule the earth, and that was Adam. When Adam fell, it wasn't just two, Adam and Eve by themselves in a garden walking around naked. Adam was what you would call he was like the prime minister, the supreme ruler. That was his position, and Eve was his wife, and they ran Eden. The Garden of Eden was the capital of the planet, and he dictated everything. He created that world, and he created that world based off of the instruction he received from the Most High. When he violated the Lord's commandments, he was what do they call that when they get rid of a president? what's that called? Impeached. The Lord impeached him, and whereas he was ruling everything, now he became a blue collar worker, and he had to go out and find a slave. So when the Lord says, I'm going to you're going to go out and by the sweat of your brow, you're going to earn your bread, and the earth is going to bring up thorns. He's meaning that you got to go out there and work hard now. Whereas before, all the other people that were on the earth, they would bring their resources to Adam, and he organized the agriculture and taught people how to create an economy. You know what I'm saying? He put things in order. And when he disrupted the order by disobeying the Lord, he lost his position. And at that point, all those other nations, they began to occupy the land. So when the Lord gave the promise back to Abraham, he's giving him the promise back of what Adam lost. So when he says, I'm going to give this land to your seed, this is the line that the Lord chose, the family that the Lord chose. And he gave that promise to Abraham, and Isaac shall thy seed be called, and to your seed shall be the promise. And what is the promise? The garden, which it was bigger than what people think. It's that entire Middle East area, what everybody's fighting over right now. You understand? And that is the kingdom. Your family ruling that area and ruling the earth, because that's where the Lord wanted the earth to be ruled from. Okay? That's what all this is about. What Adam lost, the Lord was trying to give it back to us again. And when he gave it back to us, we did the same thing that Adam did. We started to look at the nations around us the same way that serpent, which was not a snake, it was a man and a leader and a conspirator from another nation that wanted Adam out of power. And the way that he did that was getting at his woman, because women are naive. That's what the word naive means. It means nigh unto Eve, because Eve is simple-minded. You understand? She's always getting, she was off by herself, and that's when the serpent starts to get in her ear, and she starts coming up with all these ideas. You understand? Instead of being, near the one that gives her the instruction, which was her husband. But Adam was weak behind her and lost the land. So that's what all this is about. So the Lord is saying, when you get into this land, you're going to succeed these people that are in the land, meaning you're going to evict them out of this land, because I didn't want them there in the first place. This is why we went to war with the Canaanites and those 7 nations that were stronger than us, because they took their ancestors took it over when Adam fell. All right. Where am I at? 27, 28. All right. Verse 30. This is important. This is why we shouldn't be observing the customs of the nations that are around us right now. You understand? This is what always messes us up as a people, is us imitating what's around us from the heathens that are around us. All right. Verse 30. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee. Meaning that once you destroy them and take over, don't look at what they do and get trapped by how they live. You understand? That's what he's saying. And that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Don't be curious about it. See, a lot of people right now, you see them on TikTok, Instagram, especially a lot of black women, but it's a lot of brothers too. And usually these blackity black brothers is talking about the black woman is God. You hear them say that nonsense, right? But they look at it as being distinguished to learn about other cultures and how they worship their gods. That's when you see our people saying, oh, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. Now, there's nothing wrong with that statement, but the way they mean it is not how the Lord means it, because we're not religious. We're spiritual. You know what I'm saying? We've been given a culture, right? We don't just do things out of tradition and just to do them like a bot or an NPC. But what they mean is that I don't follow traditional religions. I study all religions, and I take what I like out of those religions and I apply them to my life. That's why you'll see some people, like sisters out there, black women, they'll have like Chinese tattooed on them, or they'll have like the chakras tattooed on them, or they'll have like in between their cleavage, they'll have some type of religious inscription, you know what I'm saying, from a whole nother culture. That offends the Lord. It offends the Lord like a husband seeing his wife talk to other men. Zai, you need to go sit down. Don't do that while this is going on. All right. It offends the Lord. You understand? That's why he called us fornicators, because fornication first is you trying to go serve other gods outside of your God if you're a so-called Black, Latino, or Native Indian. You know what I'm saying? It's that's why he said I'm jealous. People try to reduce it to like human jealousy. But you got to understand, if you're and I hate when I hear these rationalizations about a real man wouldn't be jealous. He would just want his woman to be happy. Jealousy is the rage of a man, and it's the rage of God. The Lord creating us and choosing us as his favorite people, and then we go see what other races are doing, and we try to imitate them. It infuriates him. And you can say all you want about the Lord. That's a low aura, low tier jealousy and all that. You can say that, but this is why you're living that single mother life. This is why you don't have a husband. This is why you're by yourself and you go home alone. You understand? Because you disregard what the Lord says. You can talk like that and try to critique him. And I wouldn't want to serve a God that was jealous and didn't allow me the freedom and all that. That's fine. You can say all of that, but you're going to pay. You're going to suffer as a result of that, because he's the power. He's the most high power. He sets the rules. You understand? And I'm going to be honest. The Lord choosing us is the most important thing if you're an Israelite in the earth, that you were chosen by the creator of heaven and earth. And he gave you he laid out a format for you to live to where you'll never have to lack for anything. And that where the other nations would be under you and subservient to you. And what the Lord requires of us is not even difficult. You know what I'm saying? He's telling us to what's that? They got that anime called Invincible, and it's like the Viltrumites and all that. It's like the Superman off thing, right? Superman came by himself with General Zod, but the Viltrumites are like this race of superior people. And the Lord made us a race of superior people, or like Dragon Ball Z, the Saiyans. The Lord chose us to be that, and instead we want to be like everybody else. We don't want to take pride in the fact that we're chosen by God, and to have that pride be turned into a zeal to where we don't do anything to offend him. So he gives us the power to rule the earth and to be on top. We want to start philosophizing about how God should be. That's why Paul said in Romans, he said, how can the clay ask the potter, why have you made me like this? I'm getting better, man, because usually I would go in on that and start talking crazy. I'm getting better. All right, so let's keep going. All right, verse 30. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them. After that, they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. You see some people doing yoga and Hinduism and all this meditation and the Buddhists and all that, and you want to get a little bowl with the little ring around it and making sounds and because you see them the Moabites, the Asians doing it, or the Japanese doing it. Now you want to imitate that. Have some integrity about yourself and serve your power. All right. Verse 31, thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God. You're not going to handle the Lord that way, who's giving you the power to take over. For every abomination to the Lord which he hateth have they done to their gods, for even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. These are the nations would take their children, and the way that they would worship their God was to burn their children alive. Imagine that. You an Israelite and you see these nations burning their own kids, and you say, oh, that's how they serve their gods? I'm gonna burn my kids too. You know how evil and wicked that is? And I'm gonna ask a question. How are we doing that today? How are we putting our kids in the fire? In a way, but even worse than that, we're doing drugs in front of our kids. We're smoking cigarettes and smoking weed in front of our kids, and then now they're being shaped in iniquity, and they start smoking and doing drugs. We get we know we teach our kids, what is it, what's that called, for sexual health? It's sex education. What's it called? I forget what it's called. Sexual safety or whatever. Giving them condoms and Plan B pills, and or telling them to go to the abortion clinic. You're putting your children in the fire. The Lord told us to be fruitful and multiply. We don't need to teach our children to use condoms or whatever it is, contraceptive education. We need to tell our daughters that when you have sex the first time, that's who you're married to for life. That's what we should be teaching them. That the man that you lay down with, you cannot lay with another man after that. And also, we should teach our daughters, let your father choose the man that you're going to be with. Because what you like ain't necessarily what's good for you. You're not smart. You're not intelligent. You like what you see. You don't know the man that you should have. The man that you should have, you would look at him and say, nah, I don't want him. But your father would know what you need. This is why General Muhammad says before a woman seeks a husband, she should seek a father. Because you don't know what's good for you. You never know. So that's what we should teach our kids, and we wouldn't have to worry about the abortion clinics and all the contraceptives and things of that nature. Right? All right, moving on. Verse 32. What things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it. Meaning that what the Lord said to do, we don't need to add on more things to it. And we don't need to take away anything from it. Just what he said to do, we need to do that. Deuteronomy 13:1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and gives thee a sign or a wonder. All right. Let me go ahead and knock this out. Deuteronomy 13:2. Okay, we good. No questions?
Chicago that said something in the chat. Off Chicago that said having children with people who are terrible parents.
Right. Putting them in the fire. That's a fact. I could go more into that, but we gonna go ahead and finish this up. All right. Waba'a. Ha'awath. Salakia. Waha Mawapath. Ashar. Dabar. Alyaka. Lamar. Nala. Salakia. Nalaka. Aka Raya. Alahayim. Aka Rayam. Ashar. La'a. Yad. Itham. Verse 3. Where am I going to?
8.
8. La'a. The Shah Ma'ai. Al. Dabaraya. Salakia. Dabaria. Salakia. Hana by Salakia. Hana Baya. Salakia. Hana Baya. Ha Hawa'a. Owa. All. Kawa Layam. Ha Kalayim. Ha Hawa'a. Kaya. Mana Saha. Yahweh. Alakayim. Athaikium. Lada Salakia. La Dayath. Hayashaikim, Aha Bayum, Yahweh, Alahayak, Salaki Alahayakum, Bakal, Labah Bak, Salaki Labah Bakium, Wabakal, Napashkim, Salaki Napashkum, verse 4. You said I'm going to what?
8, sir.
Take the water. Akai Raya, Yahweh, Alakayim, Thalakaiwa, Wa'a Thawa, Thaya Ra'aiwa. Salakia. I need some glasses, man. Wa'a, Mataza Wathaya, Salakia, Mataza Wathayawa, the Shah Marawa, Waba Kwalaiwa, the Shah Ma'aiwa. Hey, Carcazar, I'm gonna need you, man. All right, I'm getting back to it. I'm gonna need you. Make sure I'm doing this right. It's been a minute. All right, Wa'athawa, the I Badaiwa, Wabawa, the Da Kakwa one, Salakia, the Da Bakwa one, verse 5. Waha Nabaya, Haka Wa'a, Iwa, Kalayum, Ha Kalayum, Hawa'a, Hawa, Yawa, Yawamath, Kaya, Dabar, Sarah, Io, Yahweh, Alakayim, Hama Wataza Ya'a, Aithikum, Ma'arataza, Matazarayim, Waha Padaika, Mabayath, Ibadayim, Laha Daya Ka, Salakia, Laha Daya Ka, Man, Hadaraka, or Hadarak, Ashar, Tazawaka, Yahweh, Alyaka, La Lakath, Ba, Waba'ira, Hara'ai, Mapa, Good night. Mapa, Rakaka, no Salakia. Mapa, Rabaika, Salakia. Verse 6. Kaya, Yasa, Yathaika, Aka, Yaka, Ban, Imaka, Owa, Banyaka, Owa, Bathka, Owa, Ashath, Kayaikwaka, Salakia, Ka, Yakwaka, Owa, Ra'aika, Ashar, Kanap, Salakia, Kanai, so Ka, Napashka, Basathaka, Lamar, Nalaka, Wana, Ibai, Salakia, Wana, Ibadia, Salakia, Wana, Ibadia. There we go. Alahayim, Akarayim, Ashar, La'a, Yadaitha, Atha, Wa'a, Bathayaka. Verse 7. Ma'ai Lahaya, Ha'ai Mayum, Ashar, Sabayaba Thayakam, Hakwa Rabayum, Alyaka, Owa, Haraka Kwayum, Ma Maka, Makwa Tazaha, Ha'aratazah, Wa'ai Wa'aid, Salakia, Quatazaha, Ha'aratazah. Verse 8. La'ah, Tha'aib, Lawa, Wala'ah, the Shah Ma'ai, Al Yawa, Wala'ah, the Ka Ras, Ayah Naka, Al Yawa, Wala'ah, the Ka Salakia, the Ka Ma'al, Wala'ah, the Ka Saha, Al Yawa. Okay. So, hey, where did I start at?
We started at 2, sir. 13 and 2.
And that was 7?
Sir.
Okay. No sweat. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder comes to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. So he's saying if a prophet or a dreamer comes up and he tells you something's going to happen, and this is the proof to go serve other gods. That's what he's saying. He tells you, it's going to rain today, or the bread that you're trying to bake is not going to rise, or something like that. And then it happens. And he's doing this to convince you to go serve other gods. This is the context. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or the dreamer of dreams, for the Lord your God proves you, meaning that the Lord is allowing what he said to happen to test to see if you're going to disobey what the Lord said because a dreamer told you a dream and it happens, or gives you a sign and it happens. He said it's the Lord proving you, testing you, right? To know whether you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. That just shows you that, when the Christian says, if you believe in your heart and confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, you shall be saved. Right? Ain't that what the Christians say? That ain't the God that you serve. He gonna test you to see if you just can't say it and say, okay, I'm saved now. You're gonna get tested. Right? That's why in Ecclesiastes chapter 2, it says, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptations. The Lord is going to see if you're real or not. And guess who he's going to use to find out if you're real or sincere? Satan. That's Satan's job. And he loves his job. He loves to find out and prove if you're fake. Because to him, everybody's fake. You know what I mean? I forget what they be like the show me state. You got to show me. You ever seen a brother say that? Hey, he be like, hey man, I'll drop you. I'm not. Hey man, you got to show me. You got to show me. That's Satan. Show me, because I don't believe nothing coming out your mouth. I think you fraudulent. You fugazi. He gonna come find out. So the Lord will test you, and he uses Satan to prove and to see. He uses the situations in your life to find out if you're going to just, when things get hard and difficult, are you going to break away and run? Or just fold like origami or a lawn chair. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4, ye shall walk after the Lord your God and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him and cleave unto him. Ain't that crazy? That's a good, we need to put that precept down for Isaiah 14:1. Right? The Lord saying we have to serve him and cleave unto him. But the nations is going to cleave unto us. Yeah, you are the nations, you are the races. In order for you say, well, I'm only going to bow down to Jesus Christ. Well, we're going to serve him and cleave unto him, and you're going to serve us and cleave unto us. That's how that's going to go. Verse 5, and the prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death. because he hath spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God. Meaning that the Lord is going to let the liar be there and do what he do. That's what Captain Isaac taught me, that the Lord always let the lie go out first, and he bring the truth in the end. He'll let the lie go out. It'll get all big. The lie will get all big. A lot of people will get attracted to the lie, like gnats to a flame. You know what I'm saying? Or to a light. Let all the bugs get around it, and then they're gonna get zapped, and then the truth gonna come out. So the Lord will let the lie go to see if you gonna hold on to the truth. But the person that came up with the lie, they're gonna die too. You understand? And verse 5, and that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage. Meaning that, how are you going to forget the power that got you out of slavery and remove the oppressor that was ruling over you? How are you going to betray him and go serve other gods and follow some false prophet or a dreamer? All right. To thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commanded thee to walk in. So shalt thou put evil away from the midst of thee. Verse 6, if thy brother, thy son, thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, near unto you, or far off from thee, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto him. Meaning that this could be somebody that your road dog. This is your partner. You know what I'm saying? This is your sister. And she's saying, let's go serve other gods. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Lord's saying, what we had to do then. Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him. Meaning that if somebody comes in secret trying to convince you to serve another god, do Christmas, back then what we would have to do is we couldn't conceal him or hide it. We had to expose it and deal with it. Now I'm gonna read. That was 8 where I stopped, right?
Come on, sir.
All right, now I'm gonna go ahead. How much I got left?
We got
What we at, 14 and 3, you said?
14 and 3. Come on, so you got this should be the last set. Well, one more after this one. 13.
So like 2 more sets?
You got 2, concert.
Okay, no sweat.
But it's gonna fall short to 6 though on the last one.
Fall short to 6.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Well, it
6.
should stop at 3.
Come on.
Mm. All right, verse 9. Kaya Harag, the Harag Noah, Yadka, the Yaha, Bawa, Bara'ah, Shawanath, Laha, Mayathaiwa, Wayad, Call, Ha'ayim, Ba'a, Kara, Na. Verse 10. Salakia. Wasa Kwala Thawa. Ba'ab Nayab. Wamath Kaya. Bakwash. Laha. Dayakaka. Ma'ayo. Yahweh. Auyaka. Hamawa Tazayaka. Marataza. Matazarayim. Mabayatha. Salakia. Mabayath. Iba Dayam. Verse 11. Wakal. Yasha'ala. Yasha Ma'aiwa. Why your Iwan. Wala'a. Yawa Sapawa. La'ai Shawath. Kada Bara. Hara'ai. Hazaha. Bakwa Rabika. Verse 12. Kaya. Tashama'ai. Ba Akath. Irayaka. Ashar. Yahweh. Alyaka. Nathan. Laka. Lashabath. Sham. Lamar. Verse 13. Yataza Owa. Ana Shayam. Banya. Bala Ya'il. Makwa Rabaka. Waya Dayakaiwa. Ath. Yashab Baya. Aya Ra'am. Lamar. Nalaba. Nalabaha. Wanai Badaya. Alahayim. Ahiriam. Salakia. Akarayim. Ashar. La'a. Yadai Thum. Verse 14. What am I going to?
15, sir.
All right. Wada Rashath. Waka Quarath. Washa'ilaf. Hayatab. Waha Nah Salakia. Wahan Salakia. Waha Naha. Amath. Waka Salakia. Nakawan. Hadabar. Na'aishata. Hatha Wa'aiba. Hazah. Bakwar Baka. Verse 15. Haka. Thaka. Ath. Yashabya. Ha'ayira. Hawa. Lapaya. Harab. Hakarab. Atha. Wa'ath. Call. Ashar. Ba. Wa'ath. Ba. Hamath. Lapaya. Harab. Salaki Harab. Verse 16. Where am I going to?
He was done. That was it. 15.
That was it? Okay. Where'd I start?
You started at 9.
All right. Deuteronomy 13, verse 9 to 15. But thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people. Now, we don't do this now, that we don't execute any punishments. But back then, if you tried to come and convince an Israelite or your family or anybody to serve another God, the law was that whether you were someone that I love dearly, like my ace boon coon, you know what I'm saying? My twin, it was the law for me to take your life. If it was your mother, your father, your child, it was the law for you to take their life. Like, you're supposed to be the first one to put hands on them to take their life. That's how serious the Lord took this. Now, we don't do that nowadays because why? Our parents had us worshiping Christmas, and you had a question? 1 second.
How was Christmas a holiday? How did it become a holiday?
Well, it's an old holiday. It was going on during the time of Jeremiah. The prophet Jeremiah in the chapter 10, this is what the heathens were doing. It's not a new thing. It wasn't called Christmas back then, but the custom of getting a tree and chopping it down and putting it in your house and putting like gold ornaments and silver ornaments on it, that's an old practice. And God told us not to do it. I guess I can go ahead and pull that up real fast. Jeremiah 10. I'll just read it to you. Okay. That's an excellent question. But Easter, all of that, all the holidays that are here in America that they give to us, birthdays, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all that is pagan. The Lord didn't give us any of that to do. That's why we got to stick to what the Lord gave us, his feast days, the things that he told us to observe, to eat, right? How to get a husband, how to get a wife. You know, the Lord rules over every aspect of our lives. We're not free to do what we want to do. But if we serve God and follow him, we'll be free from everything else. Does that make sense? You got it out? Okay. Yeah, it'll read on the laptop. Yeah. It's just those two don't do it through the speaker. That's all. Mm-hmm. So see, it says the customs of the people. The people are the heathens. These are the nations. They're vain. They're useless. He said, for one cutteth the tree out of the forest. Keep going. Right. So when you go get a Christmas tree, somebody didn't cut it out the forest. We see that now, right? Okay, keep reading. Mm-hmm. That it move not. So that's what happens. It gets cut out the tree. Your parents go pick it up. They bring it to the house, and they put it back out on 4, and they deck it, with silver and gold. Have you seen that happen? God hates that. It's like an idol. But they say that they're doing it because it's Christ's birthday. God ain't got nothing to do with that, and Christ never did it, and he never commanded us to do that. God hates it. You understand? Sometimes our people, they had them trees in their house, they get caught on fire and burn the whole house down. There's been stories about that. You're not supposed to do that. You understand? The God, the power that we serve, he's not in the tree. He's not in some statue. He's the invisible power, but he made everything that you could see. The creator of heaven and earth, the sun, the moon, the stars that you see at night, that's your God. You understand? And these little things that people come up with for you to go and do, don't do it. Don't do it. And if you want God to be with you, to have you to be successful and to do well, then serve him and keep his commandments, and you'll be fine. You understand? Find out what the Bible says on how you should live, because you're an Israelite. You can't live like white girls live and Asian girls live, and you understand, these other races. You have a power. You have a God, and he chose you. He didn't choose them. So you got to serve him. You understand? But this is in the time of Jeremiah. This is an old thing. This is not new. You understand? It's pagan. But let's get back to the scriptures. Good question. I'll give her a hand for asking that good question too. The water for that. Where was I at? I had read verse 9, verse 10. And thou shalt stone him with stones, and that he die, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Meaning that they're trying to get you to worship and serve other gods when the Lord got you out of slavery. Like, how could you be disloyal to him? You dig what I'm saying? He does something great for you and frees you from the hand of your enemies, and then you go betray him to serve other gods. Ain't a good thing. And the Lord says that his anger will burn down to the lowest hell. And hell is not a place that you go when you die. Hell is the condition that you're in when you're suffering under horrible conditions. When you have somebody evil ruling over you. That's hell. You understand? Hell is something that you experience here on earth. It's being in a bad condition where you hate to go home because your parents is always arguing and fighting and yelling, or somebody's just being cruel to you. That's hell. You understand? But the Lord is going to deliver you out of it. The place that you've hated to be, he's going to get you out of there. But then are you going to serve him after that? Or are you going to go and try to be part of the world? You understand what I'm trying to say? If he gets you out of that situation that you've been praying to get out of, don't forget it. Be loyal. You understand? Be loyal to him because he's the one that got you out of it. You got to remember that. And right now we're in a condition of hell living here in America. Police brutality, unarmed shootings from police, shooting unarmed men, you know what I'm saying, sisters. It's records of it. We're under a people that have no compassion. But the Lord is having mercy on us and giving us a place of safety here in the Isupk. And if you serve God, none of that stuff will touch you or harm you. The angels will be assigned to you and protect you. You understand? But if you go off and you try to imitate what everybody else is doing and be a follower, the Lord ain't going to be with you. And you're going to suffer. You understand? He said, I set before you life and death, blessings and cursings. You understand? He said, choose life that it may go well with thee. He's been saying that in what we've been reading. He's basically saying, here's a test. I'm giving you a test, but here's the answer to the test. I'm telling you what to choose. It's an open book test. You ain't even got to figure out, how do I figure this out? He's like, here's the answer. Just do this. That's all you got to do. But if you don't, Lord be with you. All right. Let me keep going. And it says, verse 11, and all Israel shall hear and fear and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. Meaning that when you were raised under Egypt and you were living under them, you did things that were wrong. When you was living under them Africans and they had you doing things that wasn't right, it wasn't your fault because they ruled over you, right? You didn't have a choice, right? Right? But when you're free, now it's your choice. Now there's nobody ruling over you that's evil. So you got to get that out of you. Does that make sense? Okay. Verse 12. If thou shalt hear say in one of thy cities, which the Lord thy God hath given thee to dwell there, saying, it was at 13 when I stopped, right? It was 12 where I stopped? 15, okay. Certain men, the children of Belial, are gone out from among you and have withdrawn the inhabitants of their city, saying, let us go and serve other gods which ye have not known. Then shalt thou inquire and make search and ask diligently, and behold, if it be truth, and if the thing certain that such abomination is wrought among you. Verse 15, thou shalt surely smite the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword, destroying it utterly, and all that is therein, and the cattle thereof with the edge of the sword. What the Lord is saying is that if you hear about a group of our people trying to separate themselves and go kind of create their own little city where they're going to serve other gods, that we're supposed to go and find out. This is under the law when we did executed punishments. He's saying, if we find out that that's going on, we're supposed to go find out. And if it's true, go to that city and take everybody out. See, that's how serious it was. Now, because of Christ, we don't have the ministry of death. We don't issue out punishments. We have the ministry of life. We're the ministers of life. We teach people how God wants us to live, and you either choose to do it or you choose not to do it. And he punishes. You understand? So we don't take these punishments into our hand anymore. But it is our job as the priest of God to still tell you the truth. But if you don't listen, it ain't going to be us that punish you. It's going to be the Lord. And you don't want that. Okay? Trust me. All right. Okay, that was 15. And I think, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's why you said 4. I think you put me over on one of the verses, though. I think you had me, you probably had me read 8 instead of 7 on one of them. No sweat. Okay, so this is the last one, and then we're going to close out the last portion starting at verse 16. Wa'ath call shalala the qua Thaquabas, all the wak Rakah Baha, Washah Rapath, Baash, Ath, Ha'ai Yara, Wa'ath, Call, Shalah, Kal Salakia Kala Yahweh Al-Yaka Waha Yatha Salakia Waha Yatha Thal Awalam La'a Thabana Salakia Thabana Iwad. Verse 17. Wala'a Yad Bakwa Bayadika Ma'a Wama Man Taka Ram Lama Ayan Salakia Lama Ayan Yashawab Salakia Yahweh Makah Rawan Apawa Wanathan Laka Raka Mayam Wara Salakia Wara Kamai Salakia Wara Ka Maka Waha Rabika Ka'ashar Nashabaya La'ab Tayaka. Verse 18. Kaya Tashamai Bakwa Wall Yahweh Alayaka Lashamar Ath Call Mataza Wathayaka Salakia Mataza Wathayawa Ashar Anakaya Mataza Waka Hayawam La'ai Shawath Hayashar Ba'ai Yanaya Yahweh Al-Yaka 14:1. Benayim Atham Yahweh Al-Yakam La'a Tha the Gog Dai Dawa Wala'a Tash Yamaiwa Quara Salaki Quaraha Bayan Ayan Yakam Lamath Kaya Aim Quadash Atha Yahweh Al-Yaka Wabaka Bahar Salaki Bakar Yahweh Laha Yowath La'a La'aim Sag Laha Makal Ha'ai Mayam Ashar All Panya Haramath. Verse 3. La'a the call the Ybath. No, the Wa Ibath. Ibath. So like it, the Wa Ibath. All right, and this is starting at verse 16, 13 and 16. And thou shalt gather all the spoil of it into the midst of the street thereof, and thou shalt burn with fire the city and all the spoil thereof, every whit, for the Lord thy God and it shall be a heap forever. It shall not be built again. Go into the city, kill everybody or unalive everybody, take everything that they have that they consider to be wealthy or riches, and set it on fire and set the city on fire. That was the judgment for that type of activity. And there shall cleave naught of the cursed thing to thine hand. It's kind of like what that brother did in Jericho when the Lord said, take the city, take everybody out and burn everything. The brother saw like some Babylonian garment and took some gold and kept it with him. And because he did that, that thing was cursed, and he brought it back to the camp. And when Joshua went out to war with the men, they lost like 3,000 men. And in our culture, when we fought with the Lord, we didn't take not one loss. We didn't have no L's. So that was an indication that God wasn't with us. So the Lord is saying, whenever you go into an area where they trying to go and serve other gods, like Israelites who try to break off and do their own thing, destroy everything, burn everything. You understand? Don't want no parts of it. And there shall cleave not of the cursed thing to thine hand, that the Lord may turn from the fierceness of his anger and show mercy and have compassion upon thee and multiply thee as he have sworn unto thy fathers. Meaning that if you want the Lord to be with you and to increase you, you better destroy everything that even remotely looks like it was turning away from them, causing anybody to turn away from the Lord. Verse 18, and when thou shalt hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep all his commandments, which I command thee this day, to do that which is right in the eyes of the Lord thy God. You know what that means, right? When it says right in the eyes of the Lord thy God, it's talking about the angels, because they're watching. They like the messengers and the record keepers, and they travel back up and give the reports. So when it says in the eyes of the Lord your God, it ain't the Lord doing this. The Lord ain't doing this to you. He got angels down here watching, and they go back up and give the reports. You understand? Yeah. All right. And chapter 14, verse 1. Ye are the children of the Lord your God. I'm going to say it again. Verse 1. Ye are the children of the Lord your God. We are the Israelites are the children of God. We're his kids. We can't behave like everybody else. You understand? We're his children. You're his child. All right. Ye shall not cut yourselves. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. You know how people go and get tattoos and people die? They put them on their body. Can't do that. You can't cut yourself because somebody died. You know what I'm saying? You can't do no type of tattoo on your face because somebody died. You understand? That's unlawful. We're his children. We don't do that. Verse 2, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all nations that are upon the earth. Above all nations. You understand? You're supposed to be the Lord's saying you're the best on the planet. So you can't copy what anybody else does. You understand? You not having no tattoos. You not dressing like a promiscuous woman, right? You covering your body. That makes you holy and separate and peculiar unto the Lord. Everybody else is gonna look at you and like, how come you don't dress like this? How come you don't do this? How come you don't act like this? They're gonna look at it like it's strange. But to the Lord is holy. You understand? Verse 3, thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. And then, that's the end of that portion. And next week is going to go into our dietary law, the things that we're allowed to eat and the things that we're not allowed to eat as God's children, as his chosen people. All right. So with that, that'll close that, and we'll start at that Deuteronomy 14 and 4 next week. Go ahead and close out. 1 second. Torah, man. 1 second. Oh, that's for us. La Yashala, which means to Israel. Right, Imajim, which means to stand. Sar Wahakwadam, which means to turn and face the east. And close out with the prayers. It's the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakbaka, Taba'ab, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathundanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawafyanawa, Wala'a, Tabia'ayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Awashainawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha Allah, Wahata Para, La'awalamyam, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. All right. I'm going to read the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, and the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishments and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, the Aryan Nation, skinheads, posse comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airways, the cable access channels, the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it. Sir, turn. I'm going to give a courtesy salute. Actually, before I do that, does anybody want to be anointed and receive an anointed prayer? All right. Come on. You want to be anointed? Just receive the oil for the Lord to watch over you and bless you. Nah, you all right. Well, you can if you want to. That's fine. All right. 1 second. All right. This ain't like the Christian church. This ain't like the Christian church. Okay, this is not like a joke or nothing like that. Or this is basically asking the Lord to put His eyes on you. You understand? But it's customary that we do this after every class or service. We ask this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read this this prayer over y'all, and then I'm gonna point to you, and you're gonna say your name 3 times. All right. And after you say your name, then I'm gonna finish the prayer. So while I'm doing the prayer, don't say anything. When I point to you, you say your name 3 times, and then I'm gonna finish the prayer, and then that'll be it. Okay. Then I'll explain to you what I said in the Hebrew. All right. Yabaraka Yahweh, Wayashamarakai, Ya'ar Yahweh, Pun Yahweh, All Yaka, Wayakunka, Yashar Yahweh, Pun Yahweh, All Yaka, Wayashamlaka, Shalom, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun. Hold on, Salakia. Hold on, I'm sorry again. Say it again. Itazagabar. 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 Lawanaya. 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 Kasaya. 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 Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the water Aman. All right. Now, what I said to you in the English is Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, and protect. All right. All right. And with that, I'm going to give a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I Majim Shabbat. I Majim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yah Shai Brakatah, Yagmatah, Sar, turn, face the sisters. Men of Israel, I Majim Shabbat. I Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Latham Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yazmatah, class dismissed.
Because when I found this truth, guess what happened? I put my birthday away. When I found this truth, I put the drugs away. When I found this truth, I quit whoring my sisters. When I found this truth, I started becoming a better man and a better person. Because now I know I'm on that narrow path. Now I know I'm on a righteous path. Now I know what I'm doing is going to get me somewhere.